Hello there and welcome to the MTG Degree pre-release guide for Kaladesh. Now before we begin, two quick announcements. The first one is that we are going to go over only commons and uncommons. The reason why is because you'll have a ton of these, but you only have a few rares. So these are going to be the things that make it hardest for you to deck build. The other thing is that this set hasn't been played publicly by anyone yet, so I am quite good at card evaluation, but not everything is pure gospel. I'm trying to get you as prepared for your pre-release as I can, though. Let's start the set review, as always, talking about lands. Of course, as always, we have beautiful basic lands in this set, but dual lands are at rare only. For this reason, I suggest we try to stick to about 2 colors. The 2 lands that I'd like to talk about are Sequestered Stash and Aether Hub. With Sequestered Stash, it's amazing if you have 2 Gear Hulks or something, but if you're just chugging along on the power of commons and uncommons because you open terrible rares, this is really not going to get you there. Aether Hub is interesting because it's amazing in 2 color. You get that free energy counter. But you don't want to really use it to try to splash a 3rd color as much. So try to have a great 2-color mana base, and then you get this as a little energy booster. Next, let's go over the color white. I'd like to bring up Aviary Mechanic, Glint Sleeve Artisan, and Eddy Trailhawk. Now, bouncing works great with Fabricate and Energy Enter the Battlefield triggers with Aviary Mechanic. Glint Sleeve Artisan gets that Fabricate artifact trigger stuff, and Eddy Trailhawk just gets your guys to the chopper. Next, let's bring up Gearshift Ace, Aerial Responder, and Fairgrounds Warden. Sheergrift Ace has insane first strike value, and vehicles in the set are huge, so this is massively dangerous. Aerial Responder is just absurd, and Fairground Warden is a removal spell attached to a creature. Very annoying. Next, we have Propeller Pioneer, Wisp Weaver Angel, and Visionary Augmenter. Propeller Pioneer has Fly Brigade, which just shows how amazing I am at coining new keywords. Wisp Weaver Angel is a slow restoration angel, which is great with all of the Enter the Battlefield triggers in this set, while Visionary Augmenter is good for going big or going wide, depending on what you need. Built to Last is our next white card, and a 1-mana combat trick, which is always spicy in my opinion, but especially good with all the artifact creatures and vehicles in this set. Revoke Privileges, Impeccable Timing, and Skywhaler Shot are our next 3 cards. Revoke Privileges is our typical white aura removal spell. We see them every set these days. Impeccable Timing does enough damage to kill a lot of creatures for a low cost, while Skywhaler Shot is really great because it kills 3 power or above, which is much stronger than 4 or above, like cards such as Smite the Monstrous. Plus, you get to scry. Our next white spell is Acrobatic Maneuver, which is a very tricky spell and always replaces itself. I know I'm going to play one of these in my decks. Next up, we have blue cards with Experimental Aviator, Glint Nest Crane, and Long-Finned Sky Whale. Experimental Aviator is great at gumming up the sky. Glint Nest Crane is gonna basically draw you a card in the set when it comes into play. That's fantastic. And Long-Finned Sky Whale is a freaking Sky Whale. You gotta play it. Our next cards are Nimble Innovator and Vidalcan Blade Master. Nimble Innovator is great for drawing cards while providing a ground blocker for sky strategies, while Vidalcan Blade Master is just a great rate. Prowess is scary. Glimmer of Genius is our next blue card and is truly blue. I just want to draw some cards. Next up are Select for Inspection, Aether Meltdown, and Ceremonious Rejection. Select for Inspection is an unsummon effect, very strong instant speed, plus you get to scry. Aether Meltdown, free energy plus a removal spell. Ceremonious Rejection is to counter a colorless spell for so cheap. This might be main deckable in this set. Watch what your opponent plays and bring it in for sure. Next up is black, and we're starting with Aetherborn Marauder and Oval Chase Devil. Now, Aetherborn Marauder has great sky abilities, can grow, especially paired with green in this set, whereas Oval Chase Devil is ridiculous with Fabricate and will seriously tax your opponents. Foundry Screecher, Dund Operative, and Lawless Broker are our next 3 cards. Now, Foundry Screecher is basically a 3/1 flyer for 3, which would be amazing in most sets. In this set, it's just good because there's so many 1/1 Thopters flying around. Dund Operative is an outrageous Death Toucher, and Lawless Broker, come on, get in here. Next up is Diabolic Tutor. This is printed at only uncommon. Go get your bomb mythics. That's how you win games of Sealed. Rush of Vitality is our next card. Win every race, win every combat for 2 mana. Our next cards are telling us to live fast and die young. They give you card draw and energy, and then you can use that energy to kill things with die young. Great combo, but more importantly, you can play them on their own. Essence Extraction, Tidy Conclusion, and Underhanded Designs are our next 3 removal spells. Essence Extraction gives you some random life gain with the removal. Tidy Conclusion is a little bit expensive, but it's instant and it's guaranteed to kill. It's great against vehicles. Underhanded Designs is a great life tax, and it's a kill spell when you need it. Our last black spell is Harsh Scrutiny, and I don't need to scrutinize this too much to tell you that I'm going to play it. It's going to hit really often in Limited, it's very cheap, and it allows you to have turns that include multiple plays early on. Coming up in red now, we have Brazen Scourge, Speedway Fanatic, and Thriving Grubs. Brazen Scourge is a 3/3 haste for 3, awesome. Speedway Fanatic is a hasty vehicle powerhouse, while Thriving Grubs gives early beatings and energy late. Spireside Infiltrator, Salivating Gremlins, and Ruinous Gremlin are our next 3 cards. Spireside Infiltrator gives you lots of pressure. Salivating Gremlins attacks great with Fabricate and Artifact creatures, while Ruinous Gremlin is great at blowing up vehicles and other artifacts. Malphus, Doorbuster, Quicksmith Genius, and Wayward Giant continue our creature force. Malphus, Doorbuster gives you energy and causes them to not be able to block. You can use that on small creatures to force bigger trades. Quicksmith Genius is a great rate, and it allows for free card filtering as your game stalls. Wayward Giant is a big fatty that's annoying in combat, great with combat tricks. Spark of Creativity is always card draw for 1 red, and you can sometimes use it for burn instead. 1 mana? Yeah. Built to Smash is a 1 mana combat trick that makes your creatures huge! You rarely get this much punch for so little investment. Our last 4 cards are Chandra's Pyrohelix, Furious Reprisal, Harness Lightning, and Welding Sparks. Chandra's Pyrohelix is a flexible 2 damage, great for flyers. Furious Reprisal is kind of a bigger Pyrohelix. Harness Lightning is a flexible creature lightning bolt that gives you energy, while Welding Sparks is instant removal that gets better as the game goes on. Next up on our list is green, starting with Arborback Stomper, Elegant Edgecrafters, and Fairgrounds Trumpeter. Arborback Stomper is a big trample dude, classic green, while Elegant Edgecrafters is a big Fabricate dude with combat abilities. Fairground Trumpeter is going to get huge so quickly if you're building your deck right. Gear Per Guide, Kujar Seed Sculptor, and Long Tusk Cub are our next 3 cards. Gear Per Guide is a good rate for a creature with an amazing mana sink. Feel free to play it. Kujar Seed Sculptor can target itself, remember, so you can get a 2/3 for 2. Nice. Long Tusk Cub is a 2/2 for 2 that can grow on energy. Sage of Shalia's Claim, Servant of the Conduit, and Wild Wanderer are our next 3 cards. Sage of Shalia's Claim is a great energy ramp 2-drop. Servant of the Conduit is a bear with mana fixing and energy production, while Wild Wanderer is a 4-drop that ramps and mana fixes you by searching for any basic land. Pima Outrider and Riparian Tiger are both big tramplers. What else would you expect from green? Armorcraft Judge, on the other hand, is an insane reward for Fabricate. This will crush your opponent's dreams with the amount of cards that you draw. Durable Handicraft, Blossoming Defense, and Larger Than Life are our next 3 cards. Durable Handicraft has built-in creature advantage, and it's crazy with flyers. Blossoming Defense is great defense against removal, and is a 1 mana combat trick. You know I love those. Now, Larger Than Life is a 2 mana combat trick, but it gives it +4/+4 in trample for so cheap. Therefore, you win combat forever. Hunt the Weak and Nature's Way are the removal spells of green, with Hunt the Weak being a removal spell that also gets your dudes big, and Nature's Way is removal for 2 mana. I mean, that would be good enough, but it also gives extra combat abilities for no reason. Appetite for the Unnatural is interesting. You can probably main deck one of these. A lot of the bombs in the set are artifacts, lots of artifact creatures, lots of vehicles. I think you'll find something to hit. And if you don't find any metal for you to eat, you can always board it out. Next up is this big pile of gold cards. Now, Cloud Blazer does a great impression of Muldrifter, which is an impression I'm always happy to see. Imperial Voyager will make lots of energy and is a good deal for a flyer, where Restoration Gearsmith brings back a creature or artifact from the graveyard when it comes into play. I like that a lot. I always love my value. Veteran Motorist gives you a scry on an aggressive card to keep the gears turning, while Voltaic Brawler is big for the cost with an energy production. I like that a lot. Whirler Virtuoso is making a Thopter at a great rate for the body, and can use extra energy that you turn into extra Thopters. Unlicensed Disintegration is a very powerful gold card. Instant speed kill spell for only 3 mana. I love this thing. Play it every time if you are red-black. My thoughts on the different colors for this set? Well, red-green have amazing creatures and non-creature spells. I really love these colors. They seem a bit pushed, and they're gonna do great. Now, white and blue are doing a great blue-white flyers thing like they do in a lot of core sets, and you're going to have a lot of synergy there doing that. Now, black in this set seems a little bit lifeless, I've got to admit. But, you know, it's black, so lifeless, you know, there's puns there. Now let's move on to colorless, which has a lot of artifact creatures and the new card type vehicles. We'll start with Adarada Express, Ballista Charger, Bomat of Bazaar Barge, and Demolition Stomper. Now, Aradara Express is huge for the mana cost and is crazy good as a battering ram on their ranks. I like it a lot. Ballista Charger is the bane of Thopter lovers, amazing against blue-white flyers. Bomat of Bazaar Barge is a cantripping vehicle. This is an extremely blue vehicle, and I like it a lot. While Demolition Stomper is huge with a combat ability that's good for huge things, but there's lots of crew required. Looking at Oval Chase Dragster and Renegade Freighter, well, Oval Chase Dragster is effectively a red or white card. Aggressive strategies want this. Renegade Freighter is low cost for big damage. I like it a lot. Narnum Cobra and Snare Thopter are next 2 cards. The Cobra, I wouldn't play it unless you're green. That Death Touch is very important. And Snare Thopter is a great little sky creature that you can put in any colored deck. Foundry Inspector, Chief of the Foundry, and Filigree Familiar are next 3 cards. Now, Foundry Inspector has a cost reduction mechanic, which is always strong on a fair body. Chief of the Foundry is insane with Thopters. Completely gross. While Filigree Familiar gives you lots of value, it is much better than it looks. Our next card is Self-Assembler, which on its own is a little bit inefficient, but in multiples the card value can get out of hand if you have 3 of these or so in a deck. Now here are some of my thoughts on the set. One of the things that I think about this set is I think it'll be a little bit quick. Now, when you're tapping out for vehicles, then you're not leaving blockers behind. I believe the vehicle mechanic is going to cause people to race a lot as they tap down their creatures to shove giant vehicles in each other's faces. As well, the creature quality is really high in this set. Just look at Aerial Responder. That card is ridiculous. Now, when you look at the power and toughness of the creatures in this set, you'll notice that a lot of them have more or equal to their power, so they're a little bit front heavy. They're 3/2s, they're 4/2s, that kind of thing. 2/1s. You don't see a lot of like 2/4s, 2/3s to really muck up the ground. Lastly, because of the theme of the set, we've got a bunch of Thopters flying around everywhere. This is going to cause games that would normally be mucked up on the ground to get into those air battles and finish off games. Are you excited for this set? I know the mechanics and the artwork in this set are incredible, and I am looking forward to pre-release. Please put your own thoughts in the comments, and I'd like to thank the people on Twitter who voted for having Thopters in the pre-release guide. I think that was a great touch. If you enjoyed the video today and think it'll help you with your pre-release, feel free to hit that like button. If you just love high-quality Magic the Gathering content, feel free to hit that subscribe button, and it's going to come down the tubes. As always, I'll see you next video.